Yes, it's this question.
So let's try it out, right?
Yeah.
I want you to write a function that they call accum, which is short for accumulate. And actually, can you scroll up so I can see the question?
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. So you give it the input A, B, C, D, then it's going to return A, B, C, D, but the first letter will be repeated one time, the second letter is repeated twice, the third letter is repeated 3 times, and the fourth letter is repeated 4 times. And the other thing is the first letter will be capitalized, and then the other letters are not capitalized, right? That seems to be the pattern of this function. And let's not worry too much about the capitalization yet. Let's just try to see in the first iteration of solving this problem where we can get. So why don't you try how far have you managed to figure it out?
I have not like I don't know where to start, but I know that like I figure out like how to make it like capital or not. Like I just don't know like how to like start the question.
Okay, well, I mean function, so then you need to define the function.
Yes, I already defined the function.
Okay, you want to actually type that down in your answer, template.py.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna try it out in Python shell. Yeah, that's fine. In a idle editor, that's fine. Okay, so right, so you can start. Yeah, the first thing we need is of course to define our function. So using the define keyword, it takes in one argument. Okay, you're gonna call that n. Right. So I guess what do we need to do first?
We need to like I think we need a for loop.
I think you're right. So let's do a for loop. So you're gonna do a for loop over the input string.
Yes, wait. I don't think wait. I can't enter the wait, can I pause share for a while because like I think it's like making my computer a bit laggy.
Care what?
I pause share for a while because like my computer is a bit laggy.
Yeah, I mean I won't be able to see what you're doing, but that's fine. I think you can share whenever you are at a stage where you can share.
Okay, so for I in I'm not really sure. Can I say for I in length and
Well, actually, a string in Python is actually already iterable, meaning that you can actually do a for loop over a string, and that's going to return you each character in every iteration. So you can just say for I in n.
oh
Okay.
um
And so you're not quite sure what to put here, is it?
yes.
Okay. Well, so in order to solve this sort of problem, what you need to do is that while we are doing an iteration, right, we are looping over a string, each character in the string provides part of the final answer, right? So if I look back at the first example, accumulate on A, B, C, D, the first character A will return A. The second character B will return BB. The third character C contributes CCC. The fourth character D contributes DDDD. So each element in the list contributes to the final answer. So that means we have
Yes.
to build our answer up one at a time in parts. And so in order to do that, you will need to have a variable to kind of store the intermediate answer, and then we will build up that intermediate answer over and over as we loop, right? So then, therefore, what you need to do is you will need to define a variable before the for loop, and that would be that variable will be holding the answer.
Okay. So can I just put x as like 0 to find like I can. Wait, is it possible to like um wait, x equals to 0, then after that I put, can I, is it, can I do this? Like, can I have
So, okay.
a string like a this?
So let me see. Okay, so maybe what we want to do before we actually get into the answer part, let's go and print what is the value of I. Right? So we are doing a for loop for I in n. So you're going over the input string n, and we are doing a for I in n. So what is actually returned in and stored in the value I? So why don't we do a print I? So at this line, can you do a print I statement?
Print I.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So let's run this program, and then you can see what happens when we run it. Okay, so yeah. So let's give it a string. So you can see that what is the value of I? The value of I first becomes A, and then it becomes the next character in the string, B, and then it takes on the next character in the string, which is C, and then it takes on the value of the next character in the string, which is D, right? So that for I in n loop will already be returning U in the variable I, each of the character in the string. So we don't need to do a subscript to get at the characters. We already know what the characters are.
Yeah.
Right. So if you go back to your code, so what we want to do is now we know I contains, each of the character in the string. What do we want to do is we obviously need to build our answer up from there, right? So you have a variable which will store the value of our answer, right? And so that has to be a string. I think I know what you want to do with X, but let's leave X alone for now. Let's create another variable and let's call that variable answer, ANS, or just short form ANS. And so that's gonna store our answer. So what should be the initial value be?
Blank.
Yeah, it should be an empty string, right? So how do you represent an empty string? Okay, so then as we go to each character in the loop, we want to add on to our answer variable. So how would you do an update operation where you will update the answer variable with our answer?
Like you can put like for I, and we can put like example like answer equals to something.
Right,
Like example answer equals to I.
right, okay. And so right now is actually going to just repeat whatever the character is. So whatever input string you have, you will output that string again, right? We haven't kept count of making it repeat twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, right? And so
Yeah.
that's where your X is going to come into play. Your variable X is going to come into play. So the purpose of the variable X is it's going to store how many times, the number of times that we have iterated. Because we need to know that, right?
Yes.
So for the very first case, x will be equal to 1. So maybe for the first part, the initial value rather than 0, let the initial value be 1. Right? Okay. So now, if we look at, here we are going through the for loop. And so now we are, let's say at the first character. How many times do you want to return the first character?
One time.
One time, right? Which is X number of time. Okay, that's fine. Okay. And then, of course, at the end of it, we want to increment the value of X. So let's do that. Let's increment the value of X.
What you broke off for the last part?
Hmm?
You broke off like at the last part of your speech.
Right.
You broke off.
Increment the value of X as part of the for loop. So add 1 to the value of X. And we do that at the end.
Oh, at the end.
Before we go on to the next loop, we want to add 1 to it. Okay.
Okay.
So you have that. So then the next time we go, we want to add our character and update answer, right? Update the answer variable. You need to then, in the line before answer is equal to I, you need to then modify this line so that instead of returning the character I just one time, it will return it X number of times. So how will you do that?
Is it concentration?
Say again, sorry.
Is it X times 5?
X times
5.
5.
Like concatenate together.
Oh,
You
concatenate.
say you want to like.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. What you wanna give it a go, and then I'll take a look.
Okay.
So it will be
Answer equals to
hmm?
X.
Okay. Why 5 times?
Wait, I thought you said 5 times.
No. I mean, based on the. I'm sorry.
Oh, I times X. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. Right. So you want to repeat that character X number of times. Now, there's just one more thing that you need to do, which is you are replacing the value of answer with I times X. You don't want to replace it. You want to add on to it. So it shouldn't be equal. It should be
Plus equals.
yeah. Okay. Right. So outside of this for loop, let's print out the value of our answer.
Print out the value of outside the for loop.
Why don't we? I think this is a run this program to see where we are at.
Okay, so I print answer.
I think you have a little bit of a spelling mistake. You should cancel that and fix your spelling mistake first. Okay, right. So let's try running it. It should be a string, so we need to have the marks. Right. Okay. So we are closer to our final answer. We got the number of repetitions correct, right? What do we have to do next? What's the next step? If you compare this to, your expected output, what are we missing?
Uppercase and lowercase.
Okay. So do you want
So
to,
like.
so there's a hint
And the
on your
and the hyphen.
the page, there's a hint there to convert from lowercase to uppercase. You can use string.upper, and then you can use string.lower if you want to convert to a lowercase. And if the character is already in uppercase, you do upper, that's not a problem. It will just, return the same character again. So
Yes.
let's take a look at our answer. What we want to do is the very first character, we want it to be uppercase. And then subsequent characters, we want it to be lowercase. So how will you change the answer on 1, 2, 3, 4, on line 5? How will you change that such that the first character is uppercase and the rest of the characters are lowercase?
Maybe I can like try this dot upper.
Oh no, okay. So the upper function, the upper method is tied to the variable or the widget or to the string, right? So it should be I dot upper.
Also, it's I dot.
Yeah, so that's going to return the uppercase representation of the character that is stored in the variable I. Okay, so now what happens is that this is going to return you, all the characters are going to be returned as uppercase. Yeah. Okay, so what you're doing is, so you're only going to do that one time. And then
Is it something like that?
is that equal sign or minus sign?
Wait, minus.
Okay, and so what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have brackets around x minus 1. Okay, right, let's run this and give it a try. That's looking good, right? We are even closer to our final answer. Okay, so go back to our code, and I just want to point something out. The first part, I dot upper times 1, right? Multiplying something by 1, it's not going to do anything, right?
Yes.
So that's actually not necessary. Perfect. Okay. What do we want to do next? What are we missing?
Oh yeah, the hyphen.
The hyphen. Okay, so let's add the hyphen in. Okay, right, let's run this. Let's see where we are at. We are even closer to the final answer. We are not there yet, but we are very close. Okay, so that's just one last thing, I think, before we can close this. We can mark this as solved. What's that? What are we missing? What extra character do we have that we shouldn't
A
have?
hyphen at the end.
So that's where we need to, like there's one extra hyphen on the end. So what can we do?
You can add an if loop. Wait. Can we answer dot remove the hyphen at the end?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's possible. We can actually, after we're done, we always know that our final thing at the end has one extra hyphen. So let's remove the extra character at the end. So that line that you're writing now, that shouldn't be part of the for loop.
Oh.
That should be after we are done with the for loop, then we should be doing it. I'm actually not, I don't quite remember how the remove function works. I don't think it works like that though. Do you wanna do you want to actually go to your browser and do a search for the remove function in Python? Because I don't think that's how this works. That's how the remove function works. I'm not. I don't remember it. Okay. So that first one looks
But it only works for lists.
okay. So it's a function and it removes the object if it can find the object.
Oh, wait,
So
if I remove the hyphen, then you remove the first hyphen.
yeah,
Wait, can I pop it?
we don't want to do that, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, you have an idea. What you want to do is you want to remove the last character of the string, but we don't want to use the remove function. What else can we do?
Pop.
Okay, you want to try that? You want to do like answer the pop and then print out what happens after you do that. So just do a pop.
Oh, it's a
It's a function call, and it takes in no argument. It takes in 0 argument. Or actually, it takes in an argument, but that's optional. We can just pop.
the last character.
Yeah. So sorry, hang on. The pop needs to be. You need to have the brackets. Yeah, so that it becomes a function call. Okay, let's try it out. Aha, what's happening here? There's an error. What does the error say?
You can't pop a string.
Okay, so you can only do pop on a list. So while a string is list-like, it's not actually a list, right? So you can use the pop function. What can we do? Do you know how to manipulate list to return a substring of a list?
No.
If I have a list, I want to return the first 3 characters, or I want to return a substring like from the 2nd to the 5th character. Do you know how to do that?
Oh yeah,
You've done that?
I think so.
Okay, all right. So I think that's what you want to do actually. You want to return a substring of the answer, and the substring is basically all the characters from the first character to the second last character.
I think I have to see because like I'm not very familiar.
Okay. How do we return a substring?
Wait, not this one.
Okay, maybe I can walk you through it. If you go back to your code,
Is it? Oh
go back
yeah.
to. So what you want to do is, let's say answer equals to. You can remove the pop line, replace the pop line with answer is equal to answer. Open square bracket, colon, the colon, and then close square bracket. Okay, so now on the left hand side of the colon will be where you want to start, and of course you want to start from the beginning. So
It's 0.
you can put 0 there. It's actually optional. 0 there. If you don't put a character there, it assumes that you're starting from the beginning. What you want to do at the end? Yeah, exactly. You want to end with. Okay, all right. So let's try running this.
Yeah.
And is that what you were looking for? All right. So you want to try submitting this to see whether it works?
Okay.
Actually, are you supposed to print it out or are you supposed to return it?
Return it. Oh.
All right, cool. It works.